Dismantling of cafés built in the area near the Opera House in downtown Yerevan resumed Thursday. Yerevan municipality had issued a statement with respect to its plan to restore the green space around Liberty Square, and it had sent notifications to cafés leasing these areas with a proposal to give up part of the territories they lease. This proposal, however, has infuriated the proprietors of these cafés. They said that many people will lose their jobs because of the municipality's decision. The situation near the Opera House became tense after protesters blocked several adjacent streets on Thursday morning. Repeated clashes between police and demonstrators continued. 16 people were detained and released later in the day. One police officer and one demonstrator were hospitalized. Karabakh Foreign Minister Mailyan briefed the OSCE Chairman-in-Office, Slovak Foreign Minister Miroslav on approaches of Karabakh during their meeting Wednesday evening in Yerevan. According to the minister, during the meeting, the recent statement by the OSCE Minsk Group co-chairs was not discussed, although many of its provisions were subject to review. Mailyan noted that the co-chairs reiterated the principles and elements that have been talked about for many years, while Karabakh's position is that the time has come to refuse the age-old principles and make new and realistic proposals. The Armenian parliament approved in the second reading the amendments to the law on banning the import of right-hand drive vehicles. According to the amendments, these vehicles, which are at customs checkpoints and were purchased prior to December 31, 2018, can be imported by May 1, 2019. The new Armenian government has launched a series of investigations to prosecute systemic government corruption, says the report on human rights practices for 2018 issued by the State Department. The reports point to human rights problems in Armenia, but at the same time notes that the new government took steps to investigate and punish abuse. The report says, following the post-Velvet Revolution release of certain individuals considered by some local human rights NGOs to be political detainees, there were no reports of political prisoners or detainees in the countries. The same report on Azerbaijan, however, mentions that persons with Armenian names were often subjected to additional inspection at border crossing points, and such persons are often denied entry into the country. The report on Turkey also notes that Armenians remain the subject of hate speech and discrimination in the country, and the term Armenian remained a common slur. The Civil Aviation Committee of Armenia has decided to prohibit Boeing 737 MAX 8 and MAX 9 type planes operation in the country's airspace for 1 month, considering the security bulletin which the European Aviation Safety Agency has issued, as well as the notices to airmen. The Civil Aviation Committee of Armenia has made a decision to prohibit Boeing 737 MAX 8 and MAX 9 type planes operation in the country's airspace from March 13 to April 13.